Hey, greetings, fellow slinging agents in the wild. It's your trusted handler, Brian. Welcome you back to the show. You know, as always, when we begin one of our episodes, if we've got any shout-outs or anything, I like to give it out. Well, you know what? It's been a little thin lately, but we just got hit with a deluge of shout-outs, so let's get to that and then get on with the show. First, as always, I want to give a shout-out to our newest YouTube subscribers out there. We got Joshua Ryan. Welcome to the show. Altheus Noid, welcome to the show. Now, moving on to the shout-out comments. My favorite part. We've got from Acquired Taste, Episode 1, Henry Anderson says, "Thank you guys, much appreciated." Now, you know what, Henry? Thank you. We're here for you guys. Also, we've got Steam, Steel, and Murder, who says, "Woo, more Roll the Hard 20. We're here for you, brother, as well." Then we have from our episode 2, Steam, Steel, and Murder again comments, "More." And my reply to him is, "And we got a lot of more." Then we also have Henry Anderson saying on the exact same episode, episode 2, "Still with you dudes. I do greatly enjoy your homebrew scenarios and your bro agents." Glad you're still with us, Henry. We have a blast recording these, and we're super stoked that you like our homebrew. I mean, that's pretty much all we put out. I think I even said it on the last intro that we've done 8 homebrew scenarios versus the published ones that we put out. And if you count Safe House and the epilogue to this season, that would make 10. We also have Balent Babos. "I haven't heard from you in a while, brother." He says, "I can't wait to see how this overarching storyline would turn out. I love as things in the background change. Heisenberg's stuffs the organization. By the way, is it the program or are the agents outlaws? Or in your timeline, it remained just Delta Green?" Balent, first of all, welcome back. As for who the agents are affiliated with, it's the agency. And all will be explained in the future. You know, Sam and I, we just recently wrapped up the epilogue to this season called Proof of Concept. And we sat down for a couple hours recording it. Obviously, we got some editing and trimming to do to it, but it's pretty much self-contained, has a tie-in to what went on with Acquired Taste, and I really enjoyed what we put out. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, enough with the jibber jabber. Let's warm up our dice and top off our glass as Roll the Hard 20 presents our homebrew scenario, Acquired Taste, Episode 3. Enjoy. All right, brothers, we're back again. Yeah.
Right, let's do this.
Let me lead us in. Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20. It is I, your trusted handler, Brian, and with me, my hard slingers of your
Hail and kill.
Episode 3 of our homebrewed scenario, Acquired Taste. You guys currently are at the Kinkaid residence, the crime scene where the boy was murdered. Going through, talking to Detective Kershaw, who is basically on the scene, and you guys discovered what appeared to be the murder weapon underneath the credenza in the foyer. You also found some startup notices from several of the utilities companies, as well as a box with some unusual weapons in it. Currently, Detective Kershaw said that he just got a call from Dr. Milton Reeves who wants to fill him in on how the boy died. And he tells you, gentlemen, that he was on his way over to Tanner's Goods, and don't go there without him. Then he walks out the door.
Did he take the murder weapon?
He would probably give that to somebody else to collect and then tag.
Would you make a luck roll?
Potentially the other officers. Luck roll. Another 13.
13. So he left it behind.
Okay. I never took it, really, I guess, huh?
I guess not.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll speak up to Mr. Collins. A word.
He looks at the officer that he's been talking to the whole time and says, you know what? I got to get back to my fellow agents. Anyways, get in touch with me if you ever need anything. I'm with the California Bureau of Investigation. And he walks away from him. And he goes and he walks up to you each.
All right. Let's sync up with Odessa. It appears we've found something, and I'm holding the implement still.
Look at that. That's amazing. Where'd you find that? Under the credenza? That's crazy. How did they miss that?
Not sure.
Huh.
Maybe they're involved. Can you see it?
May I hold it? May I
do you
look
have
at
gloves?
it? No, I don't. I don't.
Well, then let's meet with Odesso, and then we'll find a pair of gloves, potentially, and you can hold it.
Sounds great. Where's Odesso? He's still in the kitchen? He just starts walking, leaving you, and heading towards the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let him go in there and see what Odesso says to him.
What's going on? What'd you find?
Well, our next stop is going to be exactly where we were told not to go. We're going to go to the Tanners, and we're going to figure out what's going on.
Tanner's Goods.
Each found something you might remember, and Odesso kind of opens the box and tilts it toward each, confident that each will remember what it is he's indicating.
You roll?
You don't need to.
Okay.
You had
I've
more
used
than
them a few times.
enough run-ins with dealing with those blades that you would probably remember it.
Well, I see and I raise, and I'll hold out the potential murder weapon in front of Odesso. It appears they missed this, stuck amongst all the blood and goop underneath the credenza.
Interesting. Well,
Or someone placed it there afterwards.
and you said it's 24 inches long. Does it look like
Around 24 inches, yeah.
it's about 2 feet long? Okay. It's not
Like
small.
3 Odessos.
But you got to remember, part of it's broken. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, turns out the family recently moved here from somewhere else. They've just turned on the utilities, haven't been here very long. I saw a pay stub, shows our guy works at Tanner's Goods. He's been there about 40 days. We're going to take off and go there next. Oh, just as an aside, the local sheriff here told us that, or the investigator told us not to go there without him, but he's a little preoccupied, so we're going to get there before him, of course, and figure out what we can figure out. The only outstanding issue that I don't have is no one seems to have any idea who this other son is and where he is. The sheriff, or the investigator strikes me as a little off because he claims that it was the father that killed the wife and the kid, yet he doesn't really have a solid lead on that, or he doesn't really explain why that would be. He just simply says that's what he's assuming. So could be a female perpetrator, could be a male perpetrator. We just don't have enough information at this point. Nor do we know what happened to the other kid.
Is there a phone in the house here?
Yes. As a matter of fact, the wife's phone is over here, and the kid's phone, the deceased, is upstairs.
What about a house phone?
I didn't check for a house phone.
Do I see anything in the kitchen, Ryder? Or handler?
no, in this day and age, everybody's using cell phones, so you don't see a landline.
All right, well, I'll just take out my phone then, and I'm going to call the doctor's office
Okay.
and find out what he's going to tell detective. So I'm going to call up that number. I assume I'll get a hold of Miss Harbor, or
You're calling the medical examiners, or are you calling the doctor directly?
well, if I can call him directly. I didn't know if that was on his card. If it's a direct line to him, then I will call him.
Yeah, it's a direct line to him.
Okay, well, I'll call him.
Okay. About the third ring picks up. This is Dr. Reeves.
Dr. Reeves, this is Agent Kimura.
Oh,
I just found out that you had called Detective Kershaw, and he's coming over. What do you intend to tell him?
yeah, agents, I held him off as long as I could, but I told him I would get back to him. I'm going to have to give him some information. I got to tell him that there's a body missing. I can't keep that from him.
Okay.
So,
Well, we had covered for you, saying that we weren't able to get a hold of you.
okay.
So I would appreciate it. We would appreciate it that if when he sees you, that if he brings it up, that no, you did not speak with us.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for putting me in the loop on that. I'll not let him know that I've spoken with you.
Okay.
Um,
Is there anything else that you have discovered while we've been gone?
no, I mean, I'm sitting here shaking a little receptacle filled with a bunch of splinters, still trying to figure that out, but there is no body. I can't continue testing something that doesn't exist here anymore.
Would you
I
be
haven't
able
even
to
gone
test?
downstairs and got the linen that's in the parking lot. I'm actually afraid to go out there. I'm not a field agent, guys.
Would having the murder weapon help out with any of your investigation? Because it appears we have found that. Somehow they missed it.
Uh, it would help me in trying to isolate what it may have been, but I don't think anything else is gonna come of it. I mean,
Okay. It's not something that you need right away, is what I'm asking.
no, no, I won't need it right away. I mean, we should always catalog it, bag it, and put it in the evidence room. Obviously, if it's considered the murder weapon, but
I
I don't think
understand.
there's anything else I'm gonna need from it right now. I mean, if I
Okay.
need to pull it in, I'll get an order for it. But
Okay. Well, thank you, and please call us back once the detective leaves and let us know what he asked and what you said so we can all be on the same page, since we all are mutual friends of the same person.
yes, definitely, uh, definitely gonna do that.
Pinky ring swear. I'm just teasing. Thank you, Doctor.
Whatever. You're
I
welcome.
said that Adesso or Tony because he has the same ring as Heisenberg. I didn't know if you caught that. Okay. For the listeners, then I said it.
Go back to
Okay.
episode
Well,
one.
Adesso, should we hold on to this, or should we give this to one of the officers here to bag and tag it?
Let's give it to one of the officers to bag and tag. I don't
Okay.
think it's important for us, at
Okay.
least not at this stage.
Collins, what was the name of the officer you were talking to?
Officer Tayback.
Officer Tayback, a word, please.
On my way. What can I do for you, agents?
Do you happen to have any evidence bags? And I will show him the piece that we found. This
Yeah,
appears to be was overlooked earlier.
that's a good find. Yeah, I think Murray's got one in the trunk of the cruiser. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. And he goes over, gets the bag, and comes back with a pair of gloves on as well. He's like, "Yeah, just go ahead and put it in there, and I'll seal it up." You know,
Okay, I'll
he
make
does
sure I
that.
take a picture of it now that it's out from underneath the thing, just to have, and then they can take it. They can take it away.
Okay, tell me what you
All right.
need.
Well, thank you, Officer Tayback. We'll be leaving
Be
now.
in touch.
Appreciate your help, and
Okay.
thank you for your service.
He goes back and secures the trunk and reposts himself at the front door once again. As you guys head out of the residence,
I'll let
Collins.
him know too. Sorry, we're gonna be maybe getting something, a bite to eat or something like that, just in case Detective Kershaw needs us for anything.
Sounds good, agents.
All right.
Yeah. Earl's Diner.
I
Yeah,
like
thick
those
and juicy.
big and tasties or whatever.
Yeah. As you guys leave the residence and start moving across the lawn towards your car, Collins looks at you and takes a deep breath and says, "Look, I may have a lead, but I think that we should split up in an effort to cover more ground. Are you agents okay with that?"
What's the rush?
What's the lead?
Well, there is no rush, but there is something I'm kind of following up on my own end right now that I kind of really want to see if it pans out.
What is it?
Look, through my investigations and interviews as a writer, I've attempted, with much success in my opinion, to chronicle cryptids. And I'm here in Providence because I've been tracking someone named Doran Dalka. Now,
Okay.
you guys were right about this being personal for me. And I believe that Doran Dalka is the one who abducted my wife, Beatrice, and basically left me for dead.
Doran Dalka?
Yes.
Okay, and do you believe that this is in any way related to the case of the missing Kinkaid boy?
It's possible. 7 months ago, I was working on my next book, which is called Night Predators in the Mists. And my research into certain folklore required me to travel to the eastern states. And Beatrice and I soon found ourselves in Glastonbury, Vermont. My inquiries led me to a man who was an antiques dealer, and his name was Dorn Dalka. I spoke with many people in Glastonbury, and yet I couldn't find anyone who had dealings with Dalka. So I began to dig into the man's history, and doing so unearthed two things. Number one, that mistwalkers, also known as pinnacle vampires, really existed. And two, that Dorn Dalka was not just some antiques dealer in Glastonbury, Vermont, but that he was in fact a 250-year-old pinnacle vampire. And unfortunately, I must have been too careless in my investigations, and on that fateful night, Dalka brought his wrath upon me, or should I say us. We'd been staying at a motel, and because it was not my residence, Dalka was able to enter the structure without an invitation. And I hate to say it, but I was overpowered, and when I awoke, Dalka and Beatrice were gone. And I believe that this had something to do with my investigations and my work.
And what's the lead you're investigating now?
Well, right now I think that there might have something to do with what you found and the fact that the splinters back at the medical examiner's office have been treated with the same kind of chemical composition that they used to use to treat antiques. It's possible that Dalka, who had an antique store, may be here. Maybe if there's an antique store here, that I can find him here. Look, either way, I need to know what happened to Beatrice. It's killing me, because...
Let me see your phone.
He holds out his phone.
I'll put my number into it. Say, Odessa, are you okay if he goes and checks out this lead?
Sure.
Okay, that's my number. You let me know if you need any help.
Thank
and
you,
make sure
agents.
you keep in touch.
I appreciate it. Look, you should know that if he really is here, if he really is what I believe he is, a pinnacle vampire, he could be turning people all day long, all night long. You know, we really want to rethink how we structure our strategy for dealing with this guy.
Well, while you're out investigating, see if you can pick up some things that will help us fight against him.
Okay.
Do we need silver, holy water? You're part of the team. You help us out and get what we need to defeat this guy. And maybe we can solve this case here and then also figure out what happened to Beatrice.
Well, I know for a fact that they can't grow their heads back. So, at least in my research anyways. But yeah, that's where what I would be angling towards. I don't know if I fully believe the whole steak and garlic thing. It's a great meal, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, we'll set a timer. Give us a call in an hour.
okay.
Keep us apprised.
Thank you, agents.
Mr. Collins.
Mm-hmm.
He walks away and he pulls out his phone and he starts thumbing through it. Probably Ubering a ride somewhere. Going back to you two agents.
Let's go on off Tanner's Goods.
Tanner's Goods.
Tanner's Goods. And, yeah, I just got a feeling about that obsidian knife that the husband may in fact be one of the occult members. And then I show each the compass that I took from the box. This strikes me as strange. And I show him the compass, and then, is it doing anything as we're driving?
No.
No. Nothing at all. Okay, well, there we go. Thought this might be an interesting item for us to track. I don't know. The compass seems to point towards something specific, although I don't know what it is. So, anyway, how far is it to Tanner's?
To get to Burgess's Cove from 11 Massey Avenue is 6 minutes away.
Excellent. We'll take the 6-minute route then. We'll take the quicker way. All right.
I want to avoid tolls.
What are you feeling about this case? Anything standing out to you?
Something's tugging on my short hairs with the kid that's missing. Not the one that's dead, but the other one.
Right. It does seem to be a bit strange. So we're missing a husband, a wife, and a brother. And then the kid that was dead that somehow managed to leave the morgue is another issue. I'm not following or tracking on what our new friend is saying about vampires.
Well, the kid was bit.
Yeah.
The kid was staked. And then the
Bit
stake
and
was
then
removed.
staked?
Well, I don't know
could
about the order, but 2 of the 3 things, he was bit and he was staked, and then also he's up and running because the stake's not in there. So that goes with my beliefs from all the vampire movies I've seen, that once you remove the stake, they come back.
Well, here's the thing I don't understand. Why is there blood in the foyer?
That's where he was killed.
Right, but if he was killed by a bite and vampires drink the blood, why is
I
there
think
blood left?
Well, I think the parents staked him, and then they ran off because their kid was a vampire attacking them. This is just me thinking. I have no clue or no proof of this, but why would they be gone?
Yeah, the ME's theory is that either one of the injuries could have caused death, either the stake to the heart or the 2 puncture wounds, but he's not clear on which one. He knows the puncture wound was last. So apparently, the stake to the chest was last, and the 2 puncture wounds indeterminate. So your theory has merit, which is probably why he reanimated, if in fact he is a vampire. Why he reanimated, because the stake fell out.
Maybe we call Heisenberg, see if he can find out any information on Owen and Celeste, where they came from, because we know that they've only been here, well, at least 40 days.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. Whip out the phone, call Heisenberg.
While we're driving, so I'll hold the phone and it can go on speaker, so we're safe.
Adesso.
Heisenberg, we got an operating theory on what we may be working or what we may be facing. Possible vampire in the classical sense of sucking blood and undead kind of thing. Go ahead. Each tell me your theory. It makes sense to me.
Well, first, what we need to know is if you can find out any information on the parents, Owen and Celeste Kinkaid. They appear to be here recently, within the last few months. They moved from somewhere. We'd love to find out from where. Maybe they were running from something we don't know, because they're on the run again, if that's the case.
Okay.
Do you want to know the detail or the theories we have on this, or call you when we have more?
Yeah, call me when you got more
solid
information. I'll do some digging on the Kinkaids in the meantime. I did get a little bit of lowdown on your associate, Michael Collins. Seems he's been a writer. He's written a couple of books. None of them are on the bestsellers. It looks like his wife left him about 7 months ago, and he's got some outstanding hospital bills. Other than that, he's pretty much a nomad and just journeys around the East Coast. He has no kids, no real property. He pretty much stays off the radar other than writing his books and trying to get those things pushed through, but it looks like he's an independent publisher.
What are the hospital bills for, did it say?
It looks like he was admitted right about the time his wife left him. So they're up there around $300,000 right now. Apparently he was checked in for wounds, cracked cranium, perforated lung, other lacerations. They kept him overnight for observation, and next thing you know, the man who is self-employed has no medical insurance, and he's facing a $300,000 plus medical bill.
Okay. Well, he also mentioned the disappearance of his wife, and that it may have a lead to do with the disappearance of the boy here. So there is at least a tie there. And also, one last thing, when you're looking up the Kinkaids, It appears they had either an older or a younger child that is no longer with them. Not the one that is missing now or the one that is deceased now, but another one. So
It's a lot
Maybe
of dead
deceased,
people.
maybe 18 and on his own.
Okay. I'll look into that, and I'll get back to you as well.
out.
No, that's my line. I say out.
I was waiting.
Out.
All right.
Well,
Well,
shuffling here.
All right, let's get to
Okay. So
Tanner's
you're still making
Goods.
your way towards Tanner's Goods. Located on the west side of Providence River, Burgess Cove is peppered with large structures for businesses that deal in quantity. Large quantities. Loading docks provide continuous influx of goods, whether that be metals, tires, salt, or whatnot. And one of those businesses is, or rather was, Tanner's Goods. As you pull up to 18 Burgess Cove, you see that Tanner's Goods appears to be an old mercantile supplier, and all the doors look to be shuttered. Now, granted, it's late at night, but even though it's late at night, you can still see that a lot of the windows are boarded up. There's chains around it. There's every indication that this building has been shuttered.
Is there any
As
like
in
physical
closed?
damage to it, or
like closed for business, gone out of business sale kind of thing.
That's what it looks like. It looks like it's out of business.
Tanner's not so goods? Okay.
Guy moved all the way from wherever to be here, and he's only worked there for 40 days.
Was it
Sounds
was it his
suspicious.
business, Adesso, or was he?
Well, that's an interesting point you raised there, each, because the business card that he has for, or the business address that I found on his pay stub has the same phone number as his personal cell phone. You call it, it goes directly to voicemail. So that is unusual. I'm not sure if it's his business or not.
All right.
He's
Well,
receiving a pay stub or a paycheck, which produces a pay stub. That tends to indicate that he doesn't own the business.
well, I think if you have your own business, you have to take a personal, or you have to take a what do you call it, payment. Otherwise, the business could be considered shady or something, right? Don't self-employed people have to take a cut from their business for a
I
paycheck?
remember something from the accounting class. There's an undercompensation issue with respect to the IRS, depending upon if you're not taking a draw.
What is the area around this? Is there other stores open? So my question, meaning if we need to creep in, break in, stuff like that, are we going to be getting seen? Is there a place we can
It's
drive
like 10,
by?
it's like 10:15 at night. Most of the other buildings they're not open for business per se, but you see that there's mechanized machines that are moving piles of gravel or whatever off in the
Oh,
distance.
wow.
You hear the hum of
Okay.
industry, basically.
All right. Well, Adesso, should we investigate in here?
Yes, definitely. I'll park the car, and then we'll find ourselves a way in.
Well, I have my trusty lock picks if we need to break in.
Yeah, we'll get off the main street. We'll get off the main access. However, the access road gets to that location. We'll try for a concealed or a door that is less likely to be observed from the back.
The
Well,
back door.
The front
Yeah.
door and what appears to be a large warehouse roll-up door both face the parking lot, the road, and the Providence River.
Okay.
So
Well,
there really
so-
is no access to a back door on this.
Really? There's no like fence we can hop or anything? Because I mean, we can open the front door. It's just going to be loud, and I know there's other loud stuff.
No, there's no
around.
fence. It's just like
Okay.
an open parking lot area. Like
Okay.
it's got a chain link fence that comes around, but it's open. But there's an empty parking lot per se.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Well, if there's no other door to go through, then we'll attempt that.
Okay.
I tell each that the detective told us not to go here without him, so that's why we're here now for him.
Yeah.
So you begin to approach the building, and you, like I said, you notice that all the glass panes appear to be boarded over. As you get closer to the entrance, you notice that the main door, not the warehouse roll-up, but the main walk-in door is slightly ajar, that the deadbolt is disengaged, but yet the handle is intact.
All right. Odessa, you see that?
I do. Let's how much light is there? Can we see inside?
Are you opening up the door? What are you doing?
Yeah, we're
Is
going
it
to push
like a
open the
glass
door with
door
our
that we can see in? Or?
It's a metal door.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna push in the door with my foot and turn on the light. Feel around for light inside.
Oh, wait. Let's take a peek in and see if there's anything in there before we start announcing.
We're home.
Hi!
You poke your head inside. You can tell that this is kind of like an inventory warehouse. You see, as you crane around, old packaging and shipping machines that are long dormant. They fan out across this large shipping floor, the inventory of which has long since been removed. Just to the right of the entry, you see a metal staircase that leads up to a balcony that's 25 feet above the floor and runs the inner perimeter of the building, with both ends of the balcony meeting on the far side opposite the entrance, where you see a soft light from the office emanating.
Okay.
Let's go check out the office.
Yeah. You said there's 2 ways up, like 2 stairs?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to say that there is a staircase on your right immediately to the door, and about midway on the left, there's another staircase that goes up. So both of these catwalks run the perimeter of the inside of the warehouse and come together at the far end where there appears to be an office above.
Okay.
But you see a light coming from it.
Okay. Odessa, do you want to each take a stairway in case someone gets spooked and tries to run?
Good call. Let's do it.
Okay.
So are you both going up there?
Yep.
Yeah, we're each going up one.
Are you just walking up, or you want to make a stealth check?
Well,
like
I
to
would
do
definitely.
stealthy.
Yeah, I would definitely do stealth.
And I'm going to draw my pistol.
Yeah, I think, I'll have my blade out and I'll have my pistol in the other hand that has the flashlight on it just so I can see. Or I'll just use my flashlight. I don't want to have the gun out in case I want to fight.
Okay.
But yeah, blade won't be open yet. It'll just be in hand. Odesso, I also could do a stealth check up there. And if he spooks and runs the other way, you're covering at least the bottom.
Yeah, because my stealth is shit. I have a 10%, so.
Okay.
I'll stay at the bottom of the stairwell.
Is it loud in here at all, like from the machinery outside?
No,
You really can't hear the machinery outside. The other buildings are far enough apart, but this has an echo feel to it because
Okay.
there's really nothing occupying the floor other than a few machines on stone with metal walls. So,
All right.
and
Well,
metal
I'll try going up there quietly, like 29 under 52.
Okay.
Nice.
Odessa, you going to do that too, or are you going to hold your position?
I'm going to stay at the foot of the stairs because my stealth is shit. And if they're
The
metal
other stairs, right?
Yeah, I'm going to stay at the other stairs. Yes, you're going up the left side. I'm staying at the bottom on the right. So if someone comes down there, well, they'll have to go through me.
You make your way up the stairs each. You go down the catwalk to your right. Turn left, go down the length of the building to the end. Turn left, go along the width halfway. And you stand before a partially closed office door where this light is coming from.
Can I see, or first of all, can I hear anything coming from there? Typing or a guy on the phone or whimpering?
You hear heavy breathing, some sniffles.
Okay, okay, not heavy breathing like exercise or sex, but like kind of just like
something like that, yeah. As though somebody's still catching their breath, possibly after some exerting exercise.
Okay. Can I tell if it's male or female? You do some kind of roll for that?
Make an observation check,
Okay.
unless you plan on just opening the door.
Not yet. 20 under 70.
Sounds husky.
So like a big bitch.
Yeah. She's got a big dick, too.
Big Mike. Okay, well, now I will peer through what I can. Since lights Since it's light in there and dark out here, I'm not worried about me casting a shadow like Big Mike does. Um,
All right.
I'll see if I can look in, and if I need to, maybe push the door a little bit. But
Okay.
I want to see if I can see anything.
As you poke your head inside, well, kind of
Well,
glance in,
yeah.
you see sitting at this dust-covered desk with a lone 40-watt bulb on is a man with broad shoulders slumped forward. You see his beard is streaked with moisture, blue eyes, bloodshot. He looks as though his brain is locked in somewhere, like he's come undone.
Am I getting, can I roll for that, vibes of someone who is past the breaking point?
You can, sure.
Would that be an intuition again, or
Yeah, I like
observation,
that.
instinct?
Let's do it. Probably instinct on this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a, okay, so I need to, 70, like, oh no, it's 007, so odd 7.
Okay.
I thought I hit
007.
70 perfectly.
Well, James Bond. It does not look as though he's past a breaking point.
Okay,
It just looks like he's grieving.
okay. Let's see. I probably could text Adesso what I see, but well, real quick, Tone, do you think that would alert him?
Probably not.
And you don't. I'm sure you have your phone silenced.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I will do a text just to say,
Well, you can just stick your head out and just signal to me. Come up.
well, it's dark, right? No, well, I don't
Yeah.
want you to come up because it'll alert him.
Got
But I
it.
want to let you know what I see.
Gotcha.
I'll just do a quick text, Kinkaid with a question mark, and then I will actually go in and say, Mr. Kinkaid.
When you come in and say that, he
And
pushes
then-
himself away from the
Tony
desk in the roller chair and goes against the wall behind him, shocked more than anything else. And you could see he's like a big guy.
Yeah,
You know, think of it like Reacher, but with a beard.
right.
And doesn't have any weapons though.
Okay.
And he looks like a caged animal right now, waiting to see what you're going to do.
We're here to help you with finding out what happened to Jules.
What do you mean you're going to find out what happened to Jules? Oh my God.
I'll motion to Tony to come up. I go, my associate is down below. Is it okay if he comes up and we talk to you? We're not turning you into the police or anything.
He grabs,
We're not with the police.
with one of his meaty hands, he grabs the roll chair and pulls it back and sits back on it again. And he just gestures for you to basically do whatever. You know,
Okay.
whatever you got to do.
Okay.
He's
I'll let Adesso know. Just say, Mr. Kinkaid is unarmed.
Is that who they brought out on that stretcher? They brought out my boy?
We're not sure, sir.
What about Celeste?
It's believed that she is with you. Is that not the case?
No. I had left the house and left Celeste and Jules behind. And I had to go run an errand. And I came back a few hours later and there was tape all over the place, police cars, and I heard the bolo for my name, and then I saw a stretcher coming out, and I got out of there. I put my weapons in a bush and just bailed.
Weapons.
Your
What
weapons in the bush. What weapons were those? And why were you carrying weapons?
Look, this may sound weird, but at this point I don't even give a fuck what happens anymore. For almost 2 decades, I've been a hunter of cryptids. Hunting, killing, you name it. I know it sounds weird, but anything that walks or crawls past midnight, that's what I deal with. And so that's what I had on me.
What was it you had on you?
I had a serrated sword, stun gun, and a couple pints of blood.
What is the blood for?
For a lure.
And of the sword, was this cold iron? Was it silver? It doesn't seem like that would do much against something other than a human.
Well, I don't think many people or things can operate much without their head attached to their body, and that's what I was going to do.
So you think this is, you were hunting some sort of Nosferatu, something undead,
Not
a
just
vampire.
some Nosferatu. I was hunting a pinnacle vampire. I was hunting an individual named Dorn Dalka.
Was he, who was he here? Was he some sort of antique dealer or something?
I don't know if he was an antique dealer or not. I just know that he did me and my family wrong 9 years ago, and I wanted my fucking revenge.
Could
And
you elaborate
tonight
a
was
little
the
more?
night I was going to get it.
Well, your wife was not at the medical examiner's office, and neither was Jules.
So who did they bring out on the stretcher? I don't understand.
When we went to the medical examiner's office, we did not see a body of Jules.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Look, 9 years ago, I dealt with this individual. My son Ernest.
Is that the older one from the picture?
How do you know about Ernest? How do you know about the picture?
We were at your house.
My son Ernest fell ill. And I had read somewhere that it was possible that the blood from one of these creatures can cure people's ailments. And so I went to visit Dalka unarmed. And I pleaded, I said I would no longer hunt him or his kind. I would give it up if he would save my son. But he wanted something else from me instead, and I couldn't do that.
And what was that?
He wanted me to give him Celeste, so he could continue his lineage, because apparently these bastards can only procreate with a mortal woman.
Why her?
Maybe it was a jab at me, maybe a final fuck you to you and your hunting kind. And all I could do was go back and watch my son die. That bastard. So after dealing with this, after 9 years, I finally got a lead on where he was. And I moved my family to Providence. And on tonight, the anniversary of Ernest's death, I went out to seek my pound of flesh from this bastard. Only to get to his estate and find he wasn't even there.
Where's his estate?
It's outside of Providence on the east side of the river.
Mansion? A trailer? What are we looking at? Because I have a feeling we will be going there eventually.
It's a big house. It's a big house for his kind, I guess. I don't know. But,
Well, what are your
yeah.
plans now? Because the police are looking for you, and the detective that we were talking to plans on coming by here. You left your front door open.
I'm not even in the right frame of mind at this point. But what else is there for me to do? Both of
Vengeance?
my sons are dead. I don't know where my wife is.
So
don't know
you'll sit here and grieve?
There's nothing left for me. My lineage is gone. Everything about my life has ended.
And that's how you're going to end your book? Your story? Might as well just turn yourself in then if you're going to do that. Or you
He
can help
stands
us
up,
solve this.
brings himself to his full size, flexes his knuckles and puts them on his desk, and says if I could get my hands on him, I would. I need for you both to make an observation check.
35 under 70.
Edesso?
I got a 52 under 75.
From behind you, emanating from the warehouse area itself, you hear a slight commotion, and then you hear something that sounds fleshy hitting the ground.
I'll look at Owen. Do you happen to know what that is? And do you happen to have any weapons here? Because maybe your Mr. Dalka is coming to finish your story for you.
I have no weapons. He breaks the back of the wooden chair, and you know how it's a slatted chair. It grabs one of the slats out of it, and just is holding it in his hand like an inverse blade, like you'd hold a pike. That motherfucker. Let's go get some revenge right now.
Let's go out there then.
Okay, I think we should go out on the balconies, each take one way and see what it is out there. It might just be the cops. I don't know.
Yeah.
You hold Mr. Kinkaid. Wait here a moment. If it's the police, we'll stall them, and then you can figure out a way to get out.
As you both step out onto the catwalk and look down onto the warehouse floor, you see what appears to be a dark mound lying in front of the door. Even at this distance, in the low light, you can just make out slight features. Large, broad torso, bald head, ebony skin. You see it's Detective Kershaw on the floor.
Oh.
His entire chest cavity is hollowed out,
Ooh.
and he appears to be eviscerated. And standing over the body, with a white garb around his waist, is a young boy about 13 years old. You can see, even from this distance, a jagged hole in his chest right near his heart. And his pale eyes glow in the dark as he watches the two of you. Even though you've never met him, you have seen him before in a picture at the Kinkaid residence. And from behind you, you hear Owen Kinkaid breathe, "I'm sorry I failed you, Jules." And I will see you next session.
All right.
All right. That was good.
I actually have this.
It's 15 minutes.
Everything's really close,
miles.
actually.
There we go. Cool.
Let me tell you right now. Fuck you. That's where it's at.
Well, we drive there, regardless of how
Hold on,
long
I want
it
to
takes.
say it. I want to say it.
Very well then.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora Radio, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, be sure to leave us that 5-star rating and review. Don't forget about our YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20. So if you're into watching and you want to help support the show, then head on over and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the show out. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to look for us there and check us out. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can download the current show directly, pick and choose past shows from our archives, or view our galleries. We've got a lot of stuff posted over there, so check us out. And finally, join us on our Patreon at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next time, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.